Good wishes to all. Egalitarian justice. Many writers argue that utilitarianism ignores the distributional aspects of happiness or utility. What this means is that not only total happiness or welfare, but its distribution among members of society is important. Socialism, for example, advocates that wealth and income should be equally distributed in any society. As happiness and welfare are connected, the total social welfare has to be equitably shared. Otherwise, it is likely that the happiness of a tiny minority of the rich will be more than offset by the pain of the majority of the poor. The early utilitarian thinkers generally ignored the distributional aspect of happiness or welfare. However, J.S. Mill took a more egalitarian view in such matters. Utilitarianism may not logically support any particular pattern of wealth distribution. One way to make a case for equality for utilitarianism is through the economic theory dimensioning marginal utility. In simple terms, this theory states that as a consumer goes on increasing the consumption of any commodity, the utility or satisfaction he derives from the extra units of its consumption goes on decreasing. Consequently, transfer of commodities from those who have too many, say R, to those who have too few, say P, will increase total satisfaction. For the satisfaction gained by P will be much more than the satisfaction lost by R. According to economists, this argue will not apply to wealth redistribution because wealth is not a single commodity but represents command over commodities in general. In that case, the law of diminishing marginal utility will not apply. Increasing happiness through redistribution of wealth can be also logically challenged since interpersonal comparisons of utility or happiness are disallowed in economic theory. But these are theoretical considerations since egalitarianism is a moral value which many societies have adopted. Even at theoretical level, John Rawls makes a case for distributional justice in A Theory of Justice. Political rights. Mill separates justice in the sense of just action of an individual from other spheres of morality. Justice casts certain duties on us which others can expect as a matter of right. Just action is something which it is not only right to do and wrong not to do, but which some individual person can claim from us as his moral right. X has no right to Y's charity, and Y would do well to be charitable. But X has a right that Y should do him no harm or that Y should repay him his debt. According to critics, political rights of individuals cannot be adequately explained within the framework of utilitarianism. Mill argued that society ought to defend the individual rights of citizens and gave social utility as the rationale for such defense. John Rawls, a famous 20th century thinker, criticized the utilitarian approach on the ground that individual rights may be violated in the name of general social good. Summary of utilitarianism. Utilitarianism regards happiness as the guide for human actions. Individuals, institutions, and governments should try to maximize happiness and minimize pain. Good life is one which aims at achieving the maximum happiness for oneself and others. Utilitarianism is neither egoism nor altruism. Philosophers criticized utilitarianism as promoting selfish motives and gross pleasures. Mill introduced the concept of qualities or grades of pleasure to answer the critics. Mill gives a proof to show that desire for pleasure is a part of human nature. Utilitarians unconvincingly try to explain human behavior involving self sacrifice and heroism as pursuit of happiness. Utilitarianism faces problems since Happiness is a subjective, non measurable mental state. Philosophers make a distinction between act utilitarianism and rule utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism involves maximization of happiness in each action. Rule utilitarianism consists in following general rules which will maximize human happiness. Act utilitarianism can lead to actions contrary to common morality. Utilitarianism is a teleological as distinct from deontological theory. Deontological theories focus on following moral rules without regard to their consequences. Teleological theories concentrate on the good or bad consequences of action. It is difficult to foresee consequences of actions. Moral agents should diligently consider the likely outcomes of action based on experiences of similar actions in the past. Irrespective of consequences, acts done in good faith are justified. Utilitarianism ignores the distributional aspects of happiness or welfare. Individual rights cannot be adequately explained by utilitarianism. Thank you.